You and I are sent ones from the presence of God to this earth. So you've got to think eternally. Can't think naturally. Think supernaturally, beyond the natural. Don't think physically, think spiritually. Spirit has no beginning, no end, no definition, no limitations, no boundaries. We are here on a mission from God. Sent ones. Our mission is to bring heaven into the earth, to demonstrate the kingdom of God in the earth. You are older than you think you are. Our spirits are old. See, the world's grabbed a hold of that, and they this New Age and all this garbage. Oh, he's just an old soul. Well, they took a hold of the truth. Of course, they twisted it and perverted it for selfish gain. But the truth is still the truth. It's all about the motives of the heart. New Agers know how to move in the Spirit. Church doesn't, but we will. Leaders, we must teach the church how to live from our spirit and not our soul. Our mission is simple and clear. Bring heaven into the earth. What's there, bring it here. The whole world is waiting for the manifestation, for the revealing, for the coming forth of a people, sons and daughters of God, who will walk in the fullness of God's image and likeness. We've got to tap into who we really are. We've got to keep living. We've got to stop living from the flesh. Stop living from the soulish realm. Stop living from reasonings. Stop living from fear. Stop living from that trying to figure it out, the reasoning it out. Get it to make sense to our little logical minds. John chapter 10, 31 through 34. Says, then the Jews took up stones again to stone him. Talking about Jesus. Jesus answered them, many good works have I showed you from my Father. For which of those works did you stone me? The Jews answered him, saying, for a good work we stoned thee not, but for blasphemy, because that thou, being a man, makest thyself God. Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law, I said, you are gods? Oh, we're getting out there now. That word is deity. Start preaching that in the church, that we are gods. But we're not God. But we are gods in the sense of we are His offspring. We are His sons and daughters. Just like I'm not my dad, but I'm his son. And I got his name. He's a Sluter. I'm a Sluter. It's just a natural illustration. What's his is mine. Even though I may not possess it all at the moment, the potential's there, the promise is there. We're like him, right? Made in his image and his likeness. I mean, Jesus was just saying what they already had said, written in their laws. God said, you are gods on the earth. Quoting from the Amplified, Psalm 82, verse 1. God stands in the assembly of the representatives of God. God stands in the assembly of the representatives of God. In the midst of the magistrates or judges, He gives judgment as among the gods. What's He talking about? Me and you, His representatives. In the midst of the magistrates, who's He talking about? The magistrates and judges. We're representatives, right? We don't have a problem saying that. We're ambassadors for Christ, right? We don't have a problem saying that. We're even sons and daughters of God. We don't have a problem saying that. He says, you're my magistrates and judges. He gives judgment as among the gods. Well, you don't like that, huh? I know, there's just something about that, but take a hold. Have ears to hear. Open up. I said, verse 6. I'm glad you're sitting down. God, I said, you are gods, since you judge on my behalf as my representatives. I'm not making this up. This is the Amplified Version. Indeed, all of you are children of the Most High. See that? He can't make it any more clearer. We're not God, but we're like Him because we're His. We're born of Him. His DNA is in us. All of the DNA. All of our DNA. That's why you had to be reborn, folks. That's why you have to be born again to see the kingdom. I want to wrap this thing up. We are the spiritual sons and daughters of God, partakers of His divine nature, appointed as His representatives to rule. See, I said representatives. I could have said appointed as His gods. As His representatives to rule, govern, and reign over all the earth with kingdom authority from Him. Now, without Him, we don't have any of it. Apart from Him, we don't have any of it. When you go out from under that and you go do your own thing, you don't have any of it. That's when you stop walking in the pure light and you walk in a light that's dark. You may still have power, but you're not going to have the authority. Through Christ, because of Christ's suffering and obedience, we have been restored, reconciled to our rightful place as sons and daughters, to rule on the earth as lords and kings, with the full rights of the family name. We have been given full access and full authority to move in both realms, physical and spiritual, just like the original Adam, just like the first Adam, just like the last Adam, Jesus. Do we know who we are yet? Do we know why we're here yet? You know what we're supposed to be doing here? What are you going after? Luke chapter 8, verse 10. And He said, unto you it is given to know, that's the word gnosko. Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God. But to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand. So in other words, to you it's been given the mysteries to know, so that when you see, you will see. And when you hear, you will understand. That word mysteries is the word mysterion. It means God has shut His mouth and kept it a secret until the day, until the time for it to be released. See, He's even hidden it from us until the time. He's even kept us veiled until the time. That's why you go from glory to glory. Well, how does that happen? God unveils a little more glory. You go from revelation to revelation, precept to... How does that happen? By the Spirit. God unveils a little more, so you can see a little more. Step in a little farther. It's all for the appointed time. See, where people get off and where they write these books that are wrong and don't come to pass is because God's not releasing it or unveiling it or opening it to us. And so when we can't get it from the Spirit, we go to the soul. If God's not revealing it, we interchange the soul for the Spirit, and through our reasonings and our mind, the power of the mind takes over, and we start coming up with all these other things. You know, why the church is going to be raptured out in 1988. The realm of the king's rule and reign. The kingdom. Do you know the word kingdom, the root, means the foundation of all power. The sovereign king. But the root of the root of the root for kingdom means to walk. It means the foot. That's why He said, every place the sole of your footsteps, I'll give it to you. You rule as me in the earth. See, the root word in the Greek here, when you go trace it all the way back to its Hebrew origins, is where we get our word basis. It's the basis of all things. Who is God? Stretch your faith a little.